Good morning, my knitters. Welcome to Recreational Knitting. My name is Karen. This is where I discuss all the yarny things, and today I'm going to talk about my 12 Christmas cast-ons, which is a make-along hosted by Ange over at YarnNYarns. Thank you, Ange, for all you do. This has been a great idea. Today is day 5. What I have done with my 12 Christmas cast-ons is to select a work in progress that I'd really like to start to finish. You know, I would like to use it, wear it, gift it. And once I work on that for 3 days, then I go and I get rewarded by getting a new cast-on and a little dopamine hit. This is day 5, and it is time for a whip. Today's whip is the Dingley Dell by Isabel Kramer. You've probably seen it. It's just a simple t-shirt based on a rugby style shirt. I had 2 yarns that I had bought. I had some knitting for Olive in the oatmeal colorway, in the merino, which is a light fingering, very light fingering. And I placed that with a local dyer's Swan City Yarns trusty sock in the Cat's Meow colorway. And those are my stripes. I like the combo, personally. If you're local to Florida, you probably know Kaylan, and she was co-owner of Olive and Juntu, and now she owns Swan City Yarns. Look her up. She's known for her bold colors, and that very deep and rich, bold colors. So yeah, when we left off last summer, I wrote down the date that I stopped working on it. It was July the 28th. And last year I had a knee replacement, and I remember July and August being probably the most frustrating part of my journey with my knee replacement. It was, I should be over this, and I'm not. And I spent a lot of days in pretty extreme pain, and spent a lot of time at the pool trying to rehab things, and it just didn't seem to be getting anywhere. So, I know I was frustrated with this project as well. So it'll be interesting to see how my mindset has changed a little bit since then. Anyway, this is upside down, but you can see the colorways best this way, probably. You start in the back, and you knit, and then meet in the front for a V. I'm not there yet. I have to go through the purple color stripe and start on the oatmeal stripe before I'm there. So my goal is for the next 3 days is to complete that task and get them together. So I have a thing that looks like a garment. So yes, so that is what I plan to work on in the next 3 days. We're getting ready for the cruise. I hope to get to my local yarn store tomorrow, see some friends that I haven't seen, and to catch up and see what's going on for the cruise, because I've been out of it, to tell you the truth. I have not been to my local yarn store for a month. Well, I was there for a little bit, but yeah, really for a month to knit. So it'll be interesting to catch up and get to see what's going on for the cruise and see if there's any information that I know I have missed. So, all right, hopefully I'll get to carry you along with me in some of this adventure. So I'll see you later. Good morning, my knitters. How is everyone this morning? Coming to you from my messy craft room. This is on the to-do list today. Take it all off, get it, whatever. Throw things away. There's receipts there. Oh, yeah, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, you're here for the knitting. Today is the second day of my new Christmas cast on, and it really is a whip. So I'm doing the Dingley Dell. I'll show you a picture of that by Isabel Kramer. I think that might be a free pattern. I'm not sure. She has one free pattern, I know, that I have, but I'm not sure if that's it or not. I'll put it down here because I don't know. Anyway, I made very little progress yesterday, but I made progress. There's only about 6 rows here. There's more stitches on there than I thought, and you have to really pay attention to where you make one left, make one right. There's also some knit and purl. I don't know whether you can see it. There's a like a little, the raglan is, there's a purl stitch in between 2 knit stitches. So yeah, it's more fiddly than I remembered. Not fiddly, but you have to pay attention. And obviously there's a little more on there than I thought. It's getting close to fitting around here, I think. So it's relatively, yeah, there's a lot of stitches on there. But I made progress, and I'll continue on that today. I'm going to put a video in here after I talk with you of my coffee shop knitting. Max went and got a haircut yesterday.
Hi, buddy.
I just went to Panera, got some coffee and a bagel as I had not had breakfast, and knit on my scraw basket, which is right over there. Totally forgot. Let me get up and get it. Hats off to Ange, who has done this for what, 5 years or so? 6? Recording all these little snippets, not easy to keep track of. So if they're all out of order and discombobulated, yeah. Anyway, this is my scraw bucket. Why do I keep calling it a scraw basket? I've started the decreases, and it's really going to be very difficult to see, to show you, but I made pretty good progress. This is where the decreases have started. And I've actually made pretty good progress on the decreases. That was all at the coffee shop yesterday. And, you know, it's relatively a large opening. And of course, they're going to get less and less each, every other row now. And yeah, I'm using up bits and pieces here and there. I've got all these little pieces that are going to go in. If you're looking for a project to use up scrap yarn, even if it's just a meter or 2, this is a great project. It is a paid-for pattern. There is also a mini one, which I'm going to start after this one is finished, because I still have lots and lots and lots of scraps. I will show you a bag. This is all full of scraps left over from different things. There are some minis in here, or no, I think this is leftover from a project. Some stuff, some hand spun stuff, some Temu yarn that I bought, but I didn't really want it after I got it, but it's certainly good enough for this. Yeah, so I still have plenty. Oh gosh. So that's the progress I've made on that. I know that's not one of my 12 cast-ons, but it's progress. And I do have some sock progress to show while we're here. When I started day one, this was my first cast on, even though it's a whip. I was up here at I had just cast on the orangish part. Did all of that. And where you see the Christmas tree is where I showed you the last time. So I finished the heel. The gusset is completely finished. Now I'm working on the foot. So I've made really good progress for the little bit that I've picked up. I worked pretty much on this, I think it was maybe Saturday evening on the gusset, and from then it sails. So anyway, that's progress on that. Here's the progress on this. I haven't picked it up, but we're very, very close to finishing. And if I just commit 10 minutes to this, I should have it finished. There goes my double pointed needle. Anyway, and those are my Advent socks. So I have plenty of toe sock yarn left. This was from Sam from from a swap that we did in December. And so, yeah, I'm getting close. So what I have planned, I think, is I have about 7 sock bags over here that have been cast on. There may be one sock that's in there. For example, I'll just pick up one right now. This is one that I started on a Facebook group, and there was just too much going on in my life at that point. I've got drop stitches. This is the pattern. It's a color work pattern. I'm not fond of color work in socks. Socks are utilitarian, but anyway, it was kind of a challenge for me. So they're just little shorties, and I'm making this in, it looks like I'm just wadding yarn up. I see some live stitches over here, so I need to work on this. But this is made with Swan City yarns, limeade, and limeade. Yeah, I just bought a couple minis for these, for the socks, and one mini for the contrasting color. So yeah, haven't gotten very far, as you can see. Have some live stitches there I need to work on. But yes, so what I'm gonna do is just gonna start swapping things out. After these 2 socks are done, work on another pair, work on another unfinished object, get them off the needles, get them used, get them sent to people, gift them to people, put them in a gift box for next year. Yeah, all the things. It's time. It's time. It's ridiculous. I have probably 6 or 7. Yeah. It's crazy. Anyway, just wanted to update you on my progress. It doesn't look like much, but that darn adulting really does get in the way. So anyway, have a great day. See you later. Good morning, my knitters. How are you? Today is January the 7th, 2026, and this is the 3rd day of my 5th cast on for the 12 days of Christmas cast on. Also many numbers. For someone who doesn't do math, that was hard, okay? Just saying. I am here today just to update you on the very little progress that I've been making. All right, this is the finished one, and this is the one that I'm getting close to. you know, so let's see. Yeah, you know, another inch or so, another couple inches, then I can get to start the toe. And I'm hoping I still have that. I haven't seen that in a while. There we go. Thought, oh dear, I'm going to have a mismatched toe. Anyway, first world problems, right? Anyway, there they are. Still working on them. I will pick those up, do a few rounds, and go from there. But what I've been working on for the 5th cast on, which, as you know, wasn't a cast on, it was a whip, also confusing, was my Dingley Dell. I'll put a picture here. Isabel Kramer is a designer, great pattern. So far, I haven't run into any difficulties except, you know, just me being me. Yeah, I've had to rip out a couple here and there, but nothing significant. I put on about maybe 8 rows, something like that. So it's getting there. It's slow going. There's a lot of stitches. As you can see, I'm dropping them as we speak. There'll be less stitches to knit. Yeah, so it's getting there. Making progress, enjoying the knit, enjoying the yarn, and that's what it's all about. So, what have you been working on? I want to hear about if you're participating in the 12 cast-ons of Christmas. Have you decided to do it? You know, it's open till the end. Whoops, sorry about that. It's open till the end of January. You can certainly cast on something if you want. Doesn't need to be knitting, doesn't need to be crocheting. It could be spinning, it can be sewing, it can be cross stitch, it can be anything. Yes. So I want to hear about it. Yes. Those of you that have found a podcast that is doing the 12 days cast on, drop a link below, and I'll add it to the list that I started for this particular podcast. Yeah, there's quite a few that have joined in, and I just saw a couple new ones last night that I'd never heard of before. And everybody's got their own little take on it, and which is great. You know, it serves whatever purpose you need it to serve. So yeah, I want to hear about it. I want to hear about all the finished objects that you've managed to take care of. And then there's the dilemma that I have to make at least 2 hats for my son-in-law for his birthday, which is in February, excuse me. Got December on the brain. Yeah. So I will be casting those on as well in the coming days, and they won't be really included in this cast on, although I could use them as, you know, but yeah, they're just going to be probably simple ribbed hats, or, you know, maybe an Oslo hat, or, you know, something like that, a beanie, nothing too wild and crazy. You know, he's a guy. So I'd made him 2 scarves last year, and he kind of said, hey, where's the hats that match, you know? So I didn't have matching yarn for them. That's why. And that's why he got 2 scarves instead of a scarf and a hat. And now I can't get the yarn. You know how it goes. But I have some yarn that I think will be compatible with one of the scarves that I made him last year. Another row finished. There it is. Yeah, I do like those colors together. Yeah, I really do. Somebody put in the comments when I first started working on this months ago that I wouldn't have thought to put those 2 colors together. That's why, you know, shopping online is is difficult, I think. I think it's easy when you go into the yarn store and you pull things and you go, yeah, those look good together, if you have something in mind. So, yesterday, well, I hope today brings you some joy. It's been a nutty week. I won't get into politics, but do notice my earrings. If you need help identifying them, I'm sure somebody can put something in the comments to share the reference. It's just been a crazy week. Those of you that live outside the country, I apologize profusely. And on that note, I mean this more than ever. Knit with peace in your heart. Hi guys, I'm back. Wanted to update you on my progress on my Dingley Dell. Not as much as I had hoped, but is it ever? Seriously. I had hoped to get through this next stripe and on to the next one. I did not. I have five more rows of the purple before I go on to the next one. But I did make a good, what, 1.5 inches? Maybe there, I don't know whether you can see it, but yeah, not a whole lot to show you. However, I did work on it. I'm half thinking of taking this on the cruise just because it's something that I want the product at the end of the process. But we'll see. Probably not likely, but it is coming along. Those rows are long. Yeah, we're now up to 250 stitches, and that's just eyeballing it. So yeah, to get through a couple rows is a process. But yeah, I did make progress, and that I'm glad. And yeah, you'll see this again. I'll put my stitch stoppers on because this isn't the longest of cords, as you can see. So that's that. I feel good about what I've done so far. That was day 5, which is actually 3 days. And cast on 5, that was a whip. And now my reward for that is actually getting a new whip. So stay tuned for the next one and you'll see what I cast on. Knit in peace, guys. Hi, buddy. Yeah, I know. For allergies.
Do the hypo shampoo one. You ready? You ready?
Bye. You be good. How long do you think it will take? A couple hours?
A couple hours at the most.
Okay.
I just have to have you sign for him real quick.
Okay. There he goes.